Health, I seconded that report, and the chair was Honorable Nyamai. What I wanted to ask the Cabinet Secretary, what I wanted to ask the Cabinet Secretary, why are you laughing? No, it was Honorable Nyamai.
If it's a statement of fact, it remains a statement of fact.
It's a statement of fact.
Yes.
Honorable Nyekal was a member of the committee. And Honorable Speaker, one funny thing about that report is that when we put into the dailies to ask for public participation, there was no single memorandum from the public. Nobody wrote anything. And I think Kenyans also need to be responsible. They must be able to look at some of this when the parliament puts a document for opinions or memorandum in the dailies, that they should also be able to give inputs. And therefore, honorable members who are not members of parliament by them cannot say that they were not Kenyans at that time. They needed to have even put their input. What I wanted to ask the Honorable Minister, Mr. Speaker.
Kajiado South, Parashina, what's your point of order?
Mr. Speaker, is a member in order to come to maybe to relate the public participation by then, and what is going now is Ebola. So we're talking about the Ebola, the foreign, whatever is happening is the question is about Ebola. It's not about the agreement by that time.
I think you're wasting my time because you don't understand. That is,
yes,
this is the
Junet.
problem of not understanding what we were ratifying. Honorable Speaker, what I wanted to ask.
Honorable Junet, what is it? Hold your horses.
Mr. Speaker, Dr. Pokose should have given us more information that Dr. Nyamai was the chair and he was the vice chair.
Yes.
He put it like he was a member.
No, I was a
but Mr. Speaker, just to...
He said he seconded.
Yeah, but he was the vice chair of that committee.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, the fact of the matter that is coming out today here is that Parliament ratified this treaty.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker,
yes.
Let us be open to Kenyans. We gave them opportunity to give their public participation. We ratified. We told Americans, do what you want to do.
Yes.
And when the Speaker says, as many of the other opinions say, aye, don't cheat Kenyans.
It is true what minority leader is saying. We ratified the agreement as the National Assembly. And it became the law of Kenya, because by ratification, what it means is that it becomes part of the law of the country.
Ask the question.
My question to the Cabinet Secretary. Yes. You know, when people are raising about the isolation centers being set up in certain areas, does it mean the whole hospital becomes an isolation center, or there is a specific area within the hospital that is set up as an isolation center? Because I think that is what Kenyans need to understand publicly, so that, like my colleague, when we talk about Kocholwa or Alupe, thinking that the whole of Alupe is an isolation center. So I think the Cabinet Secretary needs to clarify. Even as we speak of Kenyatta having an isolation center, what does it mean? Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Minister, can you answer all those in 5 minutes?
Yes, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, let me start where Honorable Pukose left. That isolation centers are not part and parcel of the hospital where citizens access for other services. And it's not something only with Ebola. It is a standard procedure when an infectious disease happens, whether it is Marburg, Mpox, name it. So even in Alupe, in any facility, even in Laikipia, it is very far. Those who come from Laikipia know the expansiveness of Laikipia Air Base. It is far from the base and all the facility in the base. So, no hospital. Honorable Chair, Honorable Junet asked whether the issue of our sovereignty. And in my statement I say, and I want to emphasize, that international cooperation does not mean surrender of our national authority and sovereignty. All public health decisions within Kenya remain under the authority of the government of Kenya. International partners and governments, including the US, they provide technical assistance, they provide health commodities, they provide finance, and I want to thank the US government, the only one so far, apart from WHO, who has provided 1.7 billion for just only Ebola. They provide training and logistics support within the framework approved by the Kenyan authorities, and which is consistent with the Kenyan laws. So, Honorable Junet, I want to assure you that all the facilities which are being established, including the one in Laikipia, for the protection of the people of Kenya and all persons within the Kenyan borders, they are not foreign facilities. They are not exclusive facilities. They are not facilities reserved for any nationality. They are public health assets established and coordinated under the authority of the government of Kenya. Honorable Speaker, Honorable Sholei, I think, made it very clear. We have a moral responsibility. Every county where we are setting isolation, quarantine, treatment centers, they are based on science and the law. And it's done by experts who are Kenyans. Honorable Madenge, you are a member of the health committee. You know that I have never shied away or abdicated my role as a Minister for Health, and I'll never do it. But this agreement first was signed by Minister Macharia. It was again extended by my very good colleague, the current Minister for Agriculture, Kagwe. And when an extension is being done, it only requires one ratification by the House. So the House has passed, the way we have passed many other many other agreements, and this is all to protect our people. Honorable Nyikal, Kenyans will have a priority in admission to any of the centers, including Laikipia. And we should not be very much preoccupied just one center. I don't know what is so fast about Laikipia. We have 23 centers. Even in my own backyard in Garissa, it's one of the counties. Tomorrow, if we agree to put it, and we're going to put it, the people of Garissa will be saved. So we have 23 centers, Laikipia included. And Kenya is one, and let us promote one Kenya, one health, and we protect Kenyans regardless of where they come from, regardless of their counties. We need the isolation quarantine centers, Honorable Speaker, first and fundamentally, morally and constitutionally, to protect our citizens, Kenyans. Again, also to protect other people who live or who come through our country. But for our partners who have signed the agreement, they can access these centers. Americans can access any of the centers. Of course, Laikipia is one of the centers they have jointly worked with the Kenya Defense Forces. Honorable Speaker, Honorable Susan talked about loud and clear. I don't know, I can't answer what is loud and clear, because Kenyans, when they want to make their choice, they do it through a referendum or through public participation, not through demonstrations. And the health of our citizens cannot and will not be decided by 3, 4 people, 10 people who will demonstrate outside MOH. Tomorrow, if Ebola, God forbid, finds itself in our country, the person and the people who will be held responsible is the current government. And we must do whatever it takes to protect the citizens of our country. Honorable Speaker, Honorable Jalesa and Honorable Jalesa, I think, he said we did this. We have the best capital.
Jaldeza didn't ask a question.
Yes,
He
Honorable
made a
Millie.
statement.
Please, my good, we join Millie, Honorable Millie, together to this House of Excellency, Honorable Speaker. Don't compare us with some other places. We are ahead. We are number one in the healthcare. We have a very good relationship with the US. They spent $8 billion. Today, the gains we are proud of in HIV, in AIDS, in malaria, in the capacity of the laboratories in Kisumu, like Cambry, CDC, Walter Reed in Kericho. Those were built because of the partnership we have with the US government. For Mark Rubio, I think Senator Mark Rubio, the speaker, has spoken about it. He's a former long-serving Kenyan foreign minister. He understands diplomacy better than me. I've never been a diplomat. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
We'll end there. Yes, Nyekal. Which one?
Will people who are already sick where they are be transferred to this unit? Mr. Speaker, I ask that question because science and international practice is when people are sick of a disease in a pandemic or an epidemic, you treat them where they are. You don't move sick people to a place where there's no disease. I would want a question to that. And Mr. Speaker, let me also say, this agreement does not oblige the government to put an Ebola unit. This agreement was general.
Yes.
Honorable Speaker, even to Honorable Nyekal, even here members are sitting. We transfer our patients from one hospital to another hospital. Why do we do it? Because we want them to get better care. The healthcare system, and I don't want to be misquoted, the healthcare system there and the healthcare system for a Kenyan who gets sick. I am sure all of you sitting here, if your next of kin gets Ebola in DRC, the first thing you'll do is to bring to a better healthcare system in Kenya. Honorable Speaker, and I don't want to talk about hypothesis. As of today, there is no Ebola outbreak. So don't take me to a situation where I discuss about people who are infected with Ebola. When that comes, then the House can call me back and ask me that question. That, are you bringing in people who have Ebola? As of today, there's no Ebola patient in Kenya. When that time comes, I am around, the House can call me back.
And there, honorable members, we'll now go back to order number 8. It is now 4, you'll call it, well, it's now 4:23. This second allotted day will end at 7:23. And the next allotted day will end at 10:23:25. Call out the